Yeah. Yep. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Eagles Way of Boxing. Listen to that eagle, baby. That's right. That's right. We right back at it, man. We are right back at this boxing. So, controversial, maybe. I don't know. It's not going to be just my opinion. So, we might have had some controversy, right? We might have a little bit of controversy. And then again, it might not. We might not look at it as being controversial. Any of the fights, but some good action. Some funny stuff. When I say funny, it's like, wow. Because I don't pay attention to the girls that much, but hey, maybe I got to start paying more attention to the girls, the ladies out there putting on shows and stuff. I'm trying to do like a lot of you guys do, and you see me looking to the side, but I'm trying to do like you guys do and go for the upsets. I think I did pretty good on upsets. I did, I don't know, 33% on upsets. That's pretty high, right? For upsets, that's good, isn't it? So I'm thinking I did like 1 out of 3, maybe something like that. Not 1 out of 4, at least 1 out of 3, maybe better than that, maybe 2 out of 5, something like that. So that's, in the 30s. As far as the percentiles and stuff, that's not bad. You can't hate on that. You can't get mad about that. If you get mad about that, you're just a mad person. You're just a mad individual. You got mad cow. You need to get rid of that. You need to get rid of that mad cow, whatever it is. If somebody's picking underdogs and doing that good. But I got one of the biggest ones right away. I got one of the biggest ones. I mean, some of them, of course, they wasn't going to pan out, but yeah, it wasn't going to pan out. But we going to see. Y'all come on in here. Stop. This is because you see a name on my marquee. Because you see certain names up there. Don't mean don't come in. It doesn't mean for you to just all of a sudden hide out like you don't know nothing about Eagles. Well, it was wonder if Eagles Web was on. Getting damn well I'm on. Get your ass up in here. Get your ass up in Eagles Web boxing. Stop trying to hide. Because I know what you're hiding from. You're hiding from that plate. You're hiding from that crow plate, baby. But get in here and if I owe you, if it's not even me owing you, think about it. It's not me owing you. I don't owe you the crow. You owe yourself the crow. That's you. You owe your own self the crow. I didn't. Shit, I got to take my crow. Don't worry, I'm going to pull the page up. But right now, I'm just going to wait for you guys to get in here. We'll talk about it. And we'll talk about where this troll, Mikey, is, where he should be headed. And I don't know. I just had like a little spot that I might add at the end. We'll try to blend it in there. And it's more or less Tyson Fury. Like I told you guys before, we might have to reassess the top, basically the top 3 heavyweights. We might have to reassess them. And matter of fact, we will reassess them within a year, so they will be reassessed on their own. They'll do the reassessment. And so, since you're scared and chicken and don't want to reassess them, they will be reassessed their own selves within the next year. So that's going to happen. They'll do that on their own. Shout out to all the winners and shout out to all the losers that at least put up a show, tried to work it through. Had, a couple of injuries and stuff. So we had a couple of injuries up there, but this was actually a packed week. Salute to Derek Bailey out there. Salute Derek. This was a packed weekend, man, for fights. It was a packed weekend. I'll tell you what, the action was like unexpected. Some of the actions we had, Derek, was unexpected action that we had. You said, am I all right? I'm good, brother. What's going on? You can't hear me? Do I sound bad? Hopefully I don't sound bad. He said, you're all right, Eagle. Hopefully, man. Almost got into it with some dude that, claimed he just got out of prison a couple of years ago or whatever. I'll tell y'all. Let me go into. I'll wait a little while. I'll tell y'all the story. I'll wait until a couple more people get up in here. I'll let you know what it was about. I just, sometimes things stay on my mind longer now than they used to. I'm more conscious about my treatment towards people or my interaction. Like if me and you are fighting, no, that ain't my boy. Hey, that's not my boy. That's my number one on the list right now. Hey, you forgot who I picked, right? See, you coming in here trying to be slick, Derek Bailey, but you're not. You're not gonna you already know who I said was gonna win, right? I said Martin. I said I was going for Martin. Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all the story, but I told you I was going for Martin. I told y'all. I said Mikey might win. I said, but I'm going with Martin. Y'all remember? They don't even try it. Y'all got to eat crow behind Mikey. Because everybody, yeah, I got Mikey. Y'all didn't want y'all see what you're not seeing. You guys are missing when the fighters, you guys aren't looking in their faces. You're not looking in their faces. I'm going to recap and do a little bit on Deontay Wilder. So I don't want to be here like a long time. You guys ain't going to keep me hostage, but this might end up being longer than what I wanted it to be, or I might, I use my quickness and tongue and get out of here. But I got so much stuff. I usually don't have that much coming into Monday. Monday I try to come in, and Wednesday is usually the day that we talk more in depth about it. I don't know if we can talk in depth about it. Well, the story is, Derek, that it was a very heavy chance of somebody losing their life right in front of me. Right. And so just keep that in mind. So I want to make sure I put out good details on it. But you know me, I'm always going to have some kind of stories. Yeah. What it was, I'm going to tell you, it was more than one thing that happened. First of all, I believe Martin fought not that long. I don't think he was off as long as Mikey Garcia was, if I'm not mistaken. Even if he was. But see, the thing about Martin, people, is that southpaw, see? And so Mikey figured, well, I don't never have problems with southpaws. But I noticed a whole lot of things that Mikey was doing. It's like, Mikey, what are you doing? Mikey is doing, like he's ducking under. He was doing shit that Wilder should have done, but the timing was a way off when he was doing. Like he ducking under punches when when Martin's not even in position or not even going to throw some punches. I'm like, what is he doing? His balance looks good. He looks like a fighter. Didn't know when to close the distance. And we're going to talk about that because there was some other fights that the distance wasn't, the fighters wasn't really closing the distance, or actually closed the distance quick, but at the same time just did not do anything. That's why boxing, like after a couple of rounds, that's why boxing is so stressful, because you have to play the chess game for the amount of time that you're supposed to fight, and yes, you get a knockout. Yeah, and yes, you get a knockout, then you're supposed. Let me put him up. Let me take AJ down or something like that. I'll pull it. I'll get a picture. Let me see. So we'll see if we can get it. Man, it's just too much that we're going through this. First it's J-Rock. I mean, I know. Everybody, DJ, don't talk. See, You see what it is, Derek Bay? That's why it's easy to not like Eagles. It's easy not to like Eagles way of boxing. Because I'm not gonna cover stuff up. I'm not gonna hide stuff. We're gonna bring it out. And that's what we do. We bring it out. That's what we do. Bring it out. People you get okay, you're mad, then you got to get mad. But hey, we gotta bring it out. And a lot of times what happens with these fighters is these fighters just don't come in and do what they're supposed to do. Yeah. I had meant to do this, but yeah, we put it in. A lot of times they just don't do what they're supposed to. See? And then you got him landing. If you look at this picture here, you see this landed the right hook. Landed the right hook on Mikey. Mikey's in that familiar pose that Earl Spence put him in. And let me ask you a question. Let me ask anybody a question. How many fights have you seen Mikey in the shrimp man pose before Earl Spence? Mikey lost a lot of his confidence to be able to like slip punches. No, he got Earl Spence beat the ring IQ out of that boy. I'm sorry, man. You got the ring IQ beat out of him. You lost your ring IQ is gone, and I don't know. I'm not gonna say you're a total wash. You're not washed up or nothing like that, but you was taking a little bit of punishment that maybe you shouldn't have took. I'm not saying you got beat up. That's not me. Derek Bailey said you got beat up. You got your ass whooped. He come in talking to Eagle. He said, you all right, Eagle? That's how Derek come in talking to me, y'all. He come in and said, he said your boy lost. He said Mikey took a beating. He said, I want to hear that story. Okay, that story. Okay, yeah, make sure I get the story out. Yeah, we're going to get into it in a little bit. See, I never heard of that dude and didn't see the weigh-in, you know. He said, yeah, that was the other thing. Mikey had been off almost 2 years. So is that the smartest thing to do? You come back and fight somebody who's tough. This guy is, I think he's a martial artist too, a different, not just boxing martial arts, but different martial artists on top of that. And plus he's slippery. And you know, martial artists, usually when you talk about martial arts, these guys have different kinds of punches. And then on top of that, he's southpaw. If I'm not mistaken, then on top of that, he's southpaw. And he's just a tough guy. And you come back to try to prove something, yeah, I'm going to come back and get that. Yeah. Look, now you got another L. All your greatness, you're starting to get rid of your greatness because now we're looking at who you fought. Okay, you lose to a big name, and now who you losing to? Yep. Derek Bay said I didn't see the fight, so I may have to order the. Okay, he might have to order the dozen. Yep, the dozen. You might have to order that dozen. Yeah, Derek Bay said before Earl, none. No fights. He wasn't in. You never called Mikey in shrimp mode before Earl Spence. That's his new posture now. And I didn't pull this up on purpose. That's just him. I wanted to see, you know me, I'm sarcastic, so of course I wanted to see the other end. I didn't want to put up a picture where Mikey was scoring. I had to put up a picture where Martin was scoring. So is Martin scoring? So Martin scored. So I put up a picture of Mikey scored. And plus, Mikey, you shouldn't have, yeah, that's what I said earlier. You shouldn't, with your troll ass, you got your troll ass whooped. You got your troll ass whooped. A few subjects, I got to talk about some subjects. Just things that we talked about in the past, but I was actually shown in this fight, not this fight, but one of the fights, I was actually shown that for the Mexican fans, y'all full of shit. And that is the brightest man fight. And I was thinking, I think Bright has won that fight. But when I was looking at the fight, I was looking. I said, brightest. I mean, that crowd, that Latvia crowd. I salute the Surf Flame out there, but that Latvia crowd is crazy. They went crazy from the bell. You understand? From the bell, they was already had the arena rocking from the bell. And nice to watch that fight because no commentary. They don't commentate like that. They show, but they have a good camera floor director or whatever, because you have to have that so you can switch cameras and stuff. They like to get good angles, good enough angles, and plus to get the good wide shot. But they don't talk a lot during the fight. They wait till like after the fight. I like that fight. I love the energy, the crowd. I love the energy of that crowd, man. And that's the brightest man fight. I like the energy of that crowd out there. Don't worry about it. Surf Flame in here a little bit early today, so I get the rules out earlier today. Yeah. So we'll just wait a little while. So I'll tell y'all, man, since y'all in here. Yeah. And then we'll go through it. Yeah. I'll try to keep y'all from holding eagle hostage. That's my new name. That's my new word in here, hostage. Don't end up missing. Don't end up going hostage. Yeah, so I'm doing my art thing, whatever. So there's a guy out in the street. Right? He's in the middle. He's out there in the middle of the street, where the trolley has to travel. Train, trolleys. No train, just trolley. So the trolley and buses and, cabs and stuff like that have to go up and down Market. That's where it's Market Street. So this guy is in the middle of the street, and so he's facing off. A cop is driving up, but of course the cop does not drive up close enough. So the cop drives up, and I'm gonna say the cop is at least 100 feet away. And he starts getting on the mic, the mic and stuff. I forget what they call the damn thing. Not even intercom. What do they call it? They can call in stores that intercom's been on the cop car. I'll try to forget everything about cops. Anyway, so he's on that, telling him, "Oh, you get out the street," and so the guy's, just yelling, and evidently the guy's nuts. So he's yelling back and forth, yelling at the guy. And I noticed that the guy has something. I'm like, what the hell has he got? I didn't know if it was some kind of a stick or whatever he had, but I see he had something that's real long. And so the cop is still yelling. I said, let me go get this guy out the street. And so I started walking towards the guy, and I got a little bit close. I got like about 25 feet away from him, somewhere around there. And I noticed he has a big club. I'm like, he has like a nightstick. But he got a better nightstick than the cops got. I'm like, damn, okay, so I'm gonna nix that idea. I'm not gonna play hero today. I'm not going to go get this guy out the street because he has a club. By the way, it was a so-called white guy. I don't know that, but his skin color was light, and that comes into play. Like, let's listen to the story. It's not a long story, but I'm trying to keep it short. So he's still, yelling at the guy. He's already called for backup though. All of a sudden, all kinds of backup comes in. And the guy, the cop, the initial cop, he wants to clear the sidewalk. So, get out, clear the sidewalk. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you clearing the sidewalk and you out in the street with this guy? So my brain starts to work. I said, no, hell no. I said, you about to kill this guy. Little did I know that all they have there is deadly force. All they have is the deadly force. That's all they have is deadly force. So, and I find this out later. So I'm yelling out there. So the white guy, I'm yelling out there. I said, look, don't kill him, man. I said, whatever you do, I said, do not shoot that man. Do not kill that man in front of all these people. Now, I'm not looking out just because there's adults out there. I'm looking out there because there's kids out there. The police department is not going to pay for all the therapy that those kids and people that's never seen shit like that before in their life has to go through. Millions of dollars in therapy and everything else because there's hundreds of people out there. And ain't no telling which one of them would have been claiming what. You understand? So I'm yelling and stuff, and finally they have this like a pink rifle or something like that. I'm thinking, okay, so that's a stun gun. So I'm relaxed now. I'm like, okay, so that's some kind of a stun gun or something like that. But they never use it, so they finally, it's so many of them that they just rush them from behind, which they should have done in the first place. You know, they should have rushed him from behind in the first place. So they finally get him subdued and all that. And so now there's a guy that's on the side of me, and he's yelling, "Oh, they wouldn't have done that. They would have killed him if it was black. Y'all wouldn't have spoke up or something like that." I said, "Man, I would have spoke up for anybody." I said, because he was missing the point. You know, he's missing the point. "No, you wouldn't, man. I seen you out here. You wouldn't have stood up." I said, "I would have stood up for anybody. Anybody that would have been in that situation, I would have still been yelling out." I said, for me, it has shit to do with color. It has to do with the people that's around there. You got babies around here, or whatever like that. That's what I'm thinking when I'm trying to talk to him. But he's irrational, so he's all on that, you know. And so he's walking off and just talking a lot of shit. And then I said, "Man," I said, "you ain't hard, man. Stop trying to act like you're hard." So then he comes back and gets in my face and talk about, "No, man, I don't even like you. You and your stuff, man. Don't even try to holler at me. Don't even try to talk to me. I know you. I see you all the time. Don't try to talk to me when I come through or whatever." And I said, "Really?" I said, "You gonna take it to that level? When we all just did 2 years or whatever?" I'm like, "Man, please. We done all done time." I said, I'm just shaking my head at him, like looking at him like, that's how a person acts is did time. Come on, you too emotional like a little girl, man. He's all emotional and shit. And so, I mean, you could just come around the corner. Who even asked somebody to come around the corner? You didn't want me to come around the corner. Because if I walk all the way around the corner, somebody going to eat a wall or something like that, or eat some glass or something. If I go all the way around the corner, I'm not going to waste my time to go around the corner with somebody. I said, if you mad right here. You should be handling whatever you need to take care of. You take care right here. You don't need to go a special place, especially because you're hollering that nobody was going to protect you if you was black. "Oh, you ain't even black, so this and that and blah, 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 blah." So he went all crazy. He said, "You're not even black or whatever, because I know you. I know your people or whatever." And so I'm like, man, please, you just don't understand. Black people come from all over the place. If you want to name them black, they're not black. They're different shades of brown, and they come from every continent, even Europe. They even brown people used to rule Europe too. And they still got the evidence. If you go to South America and stuff, if you see, I believe it was Philip or George. I think it was George the Sixth or something like that. Or George the First was brown skin. Brown skin, curly hair. Get out of here with that. It's just that people have been tricked in the last couple of hundreds of years to believe all the white rule and all that. And I'm not even, that's for me, this is not the forum to talk about that. But for him to act like, "Oh, I just got out of prison, this and that," who you trying to shake? Who you trying to scare? You ain't scaring nobody. That's why I told him what I told him. "Oh, you ain't got to worry about me dealing with you and your stuff, your art or whatever." I'm like I'm really worried about that? You too poor. "Oh, I make more money than you." Now he makes more money than me. Everybody makes more money than me because they see me, giving back to, giving back to society. They see me out there, showing people different ways of life, and so they feel like they're rich all of a sudden. You walking around downtown, but you got so much money. All right, yeah, okay, you make more money. And I told him, I said, "What does that mean? If you do make more money than me, what does that mean? And how much money do I make?" That's why I should have asked him, how much money do I make? But yeah, so all that just to try to protect some idiot that I didn't really care about. Because I said, if they need it, because I even told people right then, I said, "Look, if you need to shoot the guy or whatever," I said, "take his ass around in the alley or somewhere and shoot him." I said, "You don't need to shoot him in front of hundreds of people. It's tourists out there, hundreds of people out there." I mean, the street was absolutely packed, like 6 or 7 across this way, going in both directions. That's too many people for you to be sitting there shooting somebody. And so I had a discussion with one of the cops. I said, the one thing you guys don't want to do, I said, in any situation, war situation or anything, you want to try to come to a peaceful end. I said, you don't want to accelerate stuff. Why aggravate and accelerate? I said, you're supposed to de-escalate all these situations. I said, you don't go straight to, high alert right away for no reason. I said, this cop wanted to go high alert because he's the one drawing a weapon. He knows that all they have is deadly force. They don't even have like non-lethal force or less lethal force. They don't even have that. All they have is lethal force, and he going straight for the gun. I'm like, dude, please. You going straight for the gun like that? He's 100 feet away from you. He has a club. You got a car. You can just run his ass over. If you have to, just bump him. And I have seen cops like run over people on motorcycles and shit like that, or hit people with cars. Even though they say if you do it, it's you assault with a deadly weapon. But if they do it, it's just, they trying you resisting arrest or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that's the story, Derek. Yeah, it's like, oh man, you wouldn't have said that it was Black Lives. Y'all sound so stupid. All you Black Lives Matter fools is just fool. Y'all stupid. Any title that you have, if you started off with black or some kind of color, it's going to be infiltrated, or it's going to be bullshit in the first place. And first of all, Black lives don't matter. Now, if you're mad at me, you're mad at me. And you can look at me. I'm blacker than, probably black as you are. But I have a res and you don't. But what's the difference? Why don't they matter? Because it don't matter. Look it up and see if it matters. It don't matter. Colors don't matter. Nations matter. Your nationals. That's what NAT, man. That's what matters. The nature of a woman matters. Her color don't matter. Her nature matters. Same thing with a man. Your nature matters. If you red skin or whatever and you're crazy as hell, then that's what matters. Your nature is what matters. The natural order of things. What nation are you? What nation are you? And for all of you that talk about the African thing, I'm sorry to say it. Well, I'm not really sorry to say. You better reassess things. You better reassess when you talk about pyramids and all that. When you better reassess things. Because I got great arguments. I have real great arguments to go against you. That where you think the origin or the most highly sophisticated civilizations were, I'm going to tell you, you're right there. You're right here where it's always been. In this land. Just because they only show you bows and arrows don't mean that's all natives had. Natives had like water systems and stuff. Like I said, look at the original people of this continent. Look at the Khalifian people. How you think California got his name? The Khalifian people, look them up. And you're not going to see very many pictures, but guess what? They're on cameras. They got film of them early. So how many lies was told? They look just like you. They look just like you. Purebred, pure blood, but they look like you. But you say you're somebody else. You better check it out. You're arguing with the wrong person. Yep. But Derek Bay, you're right. He said Mikey is a troll. He said Mikey was trying to get a quick check. Yeah, Mikey was trying to get that quick win. Win there against somebody who was tough in Southpaw. But Sir Flame is out there. What's up? Salute again to Sir Flame. He said salute to Eagles Web. He said salute to the chat. He said, and there's always jab that like button all y'all neck. Don't get naked. Eagles Web boxing. He got that 100 up good with those things, baby. In that fire in that glove. And I see that. I don't even know who got somebody. I see washing machine came in here and must have got something. He got neck up in here. Let me see who got him. That's probably my administrator up here, D to the B. Let me see. Oh yeah, Derek Bailey put hands on. Oh no, Sir Flame. Okay, Sir Flame put hands on him first. Okay, sir. Hey, that's my hitman right there. Sir Flame that's my managing hitman right there. He came and got you, put hands on you, and then Derek, that's administration right there. So, Derek Bailey put that. Yeah. Sir Flame was just wanted to play with him. Sir Flame put him on timeout. Derek Bailey said, "Now, get your ass up out of here." Derek Bailey, why you put him out, Derek? Damn, I couldn't even get to you, man. I was telling the story, man. I couldn't even get to you. What did he do, Derek or Sir Flame? What did washing machine do that y'all had to wash his ass up? You come up in here, you get washed out like that, see? We don't care where's he from? Where washing machine from? Huh? We don't care what corner of the world you from, what corner of the United States you from. You don't come in here and Derek Bailey put those things on you, and Sir Flame had to put a couple of things on you. Sir Flame said, man, get out of here with that, man. I got to go to work. Sir Flame like, I got to go to work. He said, he already told you before I can even read. You should have read what he was saying. Did you get neck? Oh, you just talking stupid? That's all. That's all it takes sometimes. You came in talking stupid. Now you ain't even part of the show no more. Get your ass out of here. Derek Bailey put the get your ass up out of here after Sir Flame put your ass in a corner. He just stripped you of your vocabulary. So that's what Sir Flame stripped you of your vocabulary, and then Derek Bailey said you was just dumb. He said you was just talking stupid, so put your stupid ass out. Get your stupid ass out of Eagles Way of Boxing, man. We trying to talk about something, and then I had a story that I want to talk to my people about. Huh? Oh yeah, he gave me the thumbs down. You gonna give him a thumbs down. I'm a hater. Yeah, he gave me the thumbs down. And you just mad anyway. You mad because Mikey got his ass whooped. That's all you mad about. Don't get mad at us. That's Mikey's little troll girlfriend. The washing machine. Oh, Mikey shouldn't have lost. So what? You know what? If you're going to box, you box. And you do the things that you do. Guess what? I'm with new media. I'm going to do what I do. If I'm going to talk about you, then I'm going to talk about you. We can't even get past Mikey. If I'm going to talk bad about you, then I'm going to talk bad about you, because that's my job, is to talk about your ass. And I'm not even finished with Wilder. I'm not finished with Fury. I'm not finished with none of them. We are never finished when it comes to them. Look at Sir Flame crying. Tell him, sir. Don't bring your ass in here doing some stupid shit. But Sir Flame was nice, though. Yeah, I always got somebody saying something stupid. People, yeah, see, I told you, see, yeah, everybody talk about like certain stuff, man, like Black Lives Matter or this and that, but you don't know how much shit we go through as natives. You don't know how much shit we go through. We go through so much shit. You got to sit there and watch you. Got to watch people occupy our land and everything else, and then call other people illegals and shit. Get your ass out of here, man, please. It's like I got to go through so much shit. Even with my own people, I got to go through shit. I got somebody got mad because I designed something, and the girl that I used for my inspiration for the design, her skin was too light. Oh, no, that looked like a white girl. I said, we come in different shades, man. They got all mad at me about a shirt. I'm like, oh, man. But he's sensitive too, though. I'm like, stop being so sensitive to everything, man. Stop being sensitive. But Mikey Garcia, so where does Mikey Garcia go now? Does he come back and make another attempt? That was a feeble attempt. Everything looked off with you. You could see the skills. And I'm not going to say that Mikey Garcia, I'm not going to say that his skills eroded. But in other words, he didn't put everything together. It's like, oh, I got a good jab, but I don't know when to use it and, how to use it right now. I used to be able to gauge distance, and now I don't. It's just like nothing really came together for him. So I'm surprised they even had it as close as they did. They had it close. It was majority. But, yeah. Mikey, you're a troll. Yeah, we like to see the trolls fall down. But you guys picked him. So you will be eating crow today. Don't try to sneak out of here either, Sir Flame. You will be eating crow. I will put that shit up before you lose. Oh, now Sir Flame said, I knew Mikey was going to lose. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I told you guys last week, I said I was going with Martin. I told you guys, everybody went Mikey. I said I was going with Martin. But this is one thing I forgot all about it. I didn't even realize that Martin was a southpaw. I didn't even realize that. That should have clued y'all in right there. Mikey's just out there. Look at him right there. Look at him, Sir Flame. Look. You never seen him in shrimp mode ever since Earl Spence. But look at him right there. He's folded up like a shrimp. He's still traumatized from fighting Earl, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all think I'm playing, but he is still traumatized from fighting Earl. He's still in that same kind of posture. Yeah. And just on a quick tip, because I'm not going. This is not a show. I'm not going to talk about Wilder that much. But Wilder is. I'm starting to now believe what Mark Breeden said. That he's more or less he's being uncoachable. I'm not saying he is. I'm not going to go as far as he did and say he's uncoachable. I'm saying he's being uncoachable. You're not, because you're not, all the shit that I said that you should have done, you did zero. Let me see. So I'm gonna drop down. Okay, so the Rodriguez versus Burgos fight. I believe that one. It was either that one, because I got so many fights in my head. Hell yeah, the shrimp mode. Mikey went into the shrimp like, oh shit, don't. That's so, man. I can say a lot more about that surf plane, but I'm not going to. But I can say a lot more about that. But check this one out. So the Rodriguez Burgos fight. So in that one, Rodriguez was fighting. He fought real good. So what I like is he did the things that I said that Wilder had to do. He got warned. He pushed the guy off him. How hard is this, Sir Flame? Derek Bay, how hard is this to do like this to somebody? To shoulder their ass off of you? It don't matter how big somebody is. When you throw your shoulder, they move. You know what I mean? How hard is that? And we watched Wilder wouldn't even shoulder Tyson Fury off him or nothing. Wouldn't push him. Wouldn't shoulder him off him or nothing. But in this fight, I was looking at different examples of boxing, what you do in order to get that control. So when they call ring generalship. So I was looking at that. I said, okay, so in this particular fight, this is the ring generalship. And then I was watching. So I paid attention to these fights. I didn't just watch, who's winning this. I watched different little nuances in the fight, like just to see if boxing skills are still there. These fighters possess different boxing skills, different levels of boxing skills. And so when I was looking at that fight, I was like, okay, little push-offs and little moves, little pivots, like get your ass off me. Rodriguez was pivoting around real good. All the stuff that I said that you had to do against a charging bull, Rodriguez did it, but Wilder didn't do it. Now, I'm just going to drop down. I'm skipping all over the place. I know a story with Mikey. Okay, so the Brightest versus Man fight. So in the Brightest versus Man fight, this is why it's important for you to stay focused when it comes to boxing. The Brightest versus Man fight, Man started off good. Man had the distance, but he didn't have the intelligence. He didn't have like his body. I guess he had that same kind of body that what's his name has. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of his name. Not Rosas. What's his name? What's Bananas' other name? I wanted to call him by his name. I'll just call him Bananas. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll think of his name in a second. But Bananas. He must have that same kind of a body, because once he got touched a little bit, he just wanted to vomit. He just kept folding up, like going down, like, But that just show you. So Brightest, he came on like, in like, not even the later rounds, like, third round, he's already coming. He's like, okay, I got you now. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, man, got the distance and everything. He got him right where he want. That's where you at. Stay on the end of my jab. He's keeping him right there, like, keeping him out there. Rosario, yeah, I said Rosales, yeah. Yeah, I was close. I know it's Rose. So you just keeping him out there, right? I'm like, okay, you doing pretty good. But if that's all you doing, and then, see, you give me something easy to adjust to, because you wasn't changing it up. So if you sticking them out there, you got to go, and then you got to change the speed, and maybe 3, and maybe 1, another one, a fake one, and then a 1. You see what I mean? You got to like change it up. Like, okay, I don't know what he gonna do. It might be a feint, I might get hit. You gotta make them think. Yeah, I might get stuck. I ain't sticking my chin out there. I might get cracked. I might get crickety cracked. Long as this is long as this is tough enough though, Derek. As long as you got that chinage on, you good. You still cool. But covering up, I'm like, damn. I'm watching these fights. These boxers are covering up. They doing what they supposed to do. I'm like, that's all you have to do. Wilder, shoulder, turn, pivot. Come on, man. That ain't something. And I'm getting tired of everybody thinking, salute to D-Lo 404 boxing out there. I'm getting tired of people thinking about, when we overuse this term that, styles make fights. No. I'm tired of using that term. I was comfortable using it at first, but now I'm not as comfortable using it. What makes fight is the fighter's adjustments make fights. It's not styles. It's adjustments that makes the fights. It's not the style. It's not the style. Because Frazier beat a lot of boxers. He should never be able to beat a boxer with that mauling brawling. But it's just my attitude. My attitude, my fortitude, my energy is what's going to make the fight. It's not going to be a style. Tyson Fury just overwhelmed Wilder. That was no kind of style there. I mean, he's boxed a little bit, threw some punches. He was able to hit Wilder with everything because Wilder was his own, had that one set mind. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to knock you out, man. You can't fight like that. That's not boxing. That is not intellectual boxing. That's not ring IQ. I got ring IQ. Yeah, you got ring IQ enough to get your ass whooped. That's what you got ring IQ about. But you have to gain it. You do have it, but you can't leave your ring IQ inside the gym. You have all the tools. You got enough tools. Like I said, I'm not mad at Wilder's tools. You got enough tools to win. But you have to make the adjustments. Like, okay, I'm not going to be getting hit with that jab. You got to tell yourself, I'm not going to get hit with that jab. I'm going to shoulder your ass off me. I'm going to push you off me. Get off me. I'm going to turn you this way. I'm going to land my shit. Ha! You see what I mean? I'm going to land my shit. I'm going to get up under some shit. That is basic boxing anyway. You can't tell, you can't give a fighter too much stuff to pick up in one camp and blah, blah, blah. That's just your trainer making up weak-ass excuses. Because just like Derek Beatty brings up, Angelo Dundee didn't play that shit. Ali was trying to get out of his first championship fight. Angie wasn't having none of that shit. What you talking about? You get your ass out there and fight. We done already trained. You better than this guy. Well, you know what you got to do. Go out, get your ass out there and fight. And so that's what Ali had to do in his first fight. Went through the most controversial fight and probably in boxing history when it comes to your first championship fight. The people, the crowd, remember everybody turned on him shit after the fight. Or some of them knew about it before the fight. They knew about his name. They was already mad at him. He went through a lot of shit. He used to write little poetry and like draw pictures. He used to talk about how he used to see certain ethnicities, the way they looked at him when he was fighting. He said he see like the brown skinned people, they be all smiling and happy and cheering. And he said he seen the whiter faces. This is not a race chat. But I'm saying he would see them and they would be all frowned up and mad like this. I'd be glad when somebody knock his ass out. See what I mean? A lot of these fights had showed me a lot of different things. And that's why I was just concentrating. I said, that is still in boxing. I said, these fighters still know how to push your ass off. These fighters still know how to give you a shoulder, like shoulder your ass off them, throw it. And Tyson Fury, as a matter of fact, I'm going to just say one thing I didn't say about the fight. It was a very dirty fight as far as Tyson Fury. He was able to get away with a lot of rabbit punches and everything else. A lot of dirty shit he did. But if you're going to just try to fight clean and wild or however you're fighting, if you're just trying to land one punch and you're not doing, there's no other skill set involved, then you're going to lose. It's simple as that. If somebody seen the first round, they knew you was going to lose. Oh, you're going to lose this. You ain't going to win. Sorry. But Derek Beatty says it's not hard. It's not hard at all. Derek, somebody's all up on you, man. Get up off me. I know you a shorter brother. Derek ain't that tall. He tall enough, though. He tall enough to get somebody up off me. Get the fuck up off me, man. I don't play that, son. Huh? You messing with Jersey up in here, man. I'm Newark up in here. That's where my patroness comes from, that area, all the way from probably from New England all the way down to North Carolina, all up in that area in there. That's and then over in the West Virginian areas up in there. That's where my people come from. Yeah. Yeah, but Rosario, yeah. D-Lo 404. I saluted him out. He said salute 100. He comes in with the thumbs up. He said all of y'all. And then Derek Bailey is salute at D-Lo 404. Sir Flame is salute at D-Lo 404. And then Sir Flame again. He needed a half step back. Where's your footwork? Because, see, I'm tired of the boxers saying shit because I'm listening to what you say as a fighter. You can't tell me that your ring IQ is a certain way and then you're not doing shit that you're supposed to do. You can't say that. Oh, I had an off. You can't have an off night. Even if I don't feel right in here, I'm not going to have an off night talking about your ass. So don't have an off night when you get your ass in there and fight. Get your ass in there and fight. Ali tried to have an off night and couldn't have an off night. And you guys got way more experience than Ali had at the time. He was only 21 years old. Just turned 22. I just turned 22 years old and I'm a champion of the world. I shook up the world. I am great. I am the greatest. That's when he started saying, I am great. I am the greatest. That's when he started saying that. At 22. How old are you? How old is Tyson Fury? Has there ever been a 22-year-old champ that sounded like Ali and acted like Ali and had the corner like Ali? You guys ain't gonna never be able to compare. You'll never be able to compare with your attitudes of today. You won't be able to compare. I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry for you. I'm just sorry that the conversation has to deal with you saying that, what era is different eras, you can't compare them. Get out of here with that stupid shit. They even had announcers back then that was a lot better than the broadcasters and announcers. People hated Howard Cosell, but Howard Cosell was the shit. I'm going to tell you right now, Howard Cosell was the shit. Just because of his skill in spoken word, far as like the etymology of words and stuff like that, and the breakdown of words and the usage of words, a lot different. Now, Romero is close. He's pretty good. I like him too because he's colorful. Color commentator. Oh, that's a right jab there. And Kimmer with a left. Pretty good 1-2. That's not. Now, that's a good radio voice, but it's not color commentary. Don't make me get on. I get on you from the top all the way down to the bottom. It's like a fish. And for the WBC, they always say that the fish stinks at the head. And there we go. WBC, you stink at the head. Before your boxers stink, before your whole program stink, you stink. In my opinion. Yeah. But yeah, half step back, do something. Yeah. He just put this bully. He just bullied the shit out of Wilder. And usually you get bullied. Now you know that he can't hit that hard. Because if you are able to bully somebody that long and you ain't put their ass out in 2 or 3 rounds, because he was talking like, I'm going to put him out in a couple of rounds. It take you that long to put him out after tiring him out. That's like a prison fight or street fight or something like that. You know what I mean? You tire him out, it take you that long to put him away. I ain't got that much respect. I don't have respect for you in the first place because you're a cheater. But that just shows me that you really don't have the power. Because if you're not able to bully somebody, I'll still pick Ortiz over your ass because I think you're not gonna be able to bully Ortiz, but you're not gonna fight him. Yep. Yeah, he just pushing Wilder. You're right, Derek, man. He just pushing Wilder and just doing anything. But Sir Flame said, you take that half step back. Oh, okay. Derek Bay said they got some of Ali art up for sale now. Yeah, they should. Pass something on to remember. It's good to have somebody to remember that, if you're going to follow a culture, like a boxing culture or something like that, you should have pictures and you should have a lot of things from other people, not just, and I'm sorry you guys came late and you guys missed my story. Oh, salute to my queen out there. Lala D finally made it into Eagles wear. She said, Cynthia. She got the crown up there with the heart and another crown. I get 2 crowns. I got my crown on. But yeah, I covered it. I did a little story and stuff. Derek Bailey was here and Sir Flame was here. But yeah, a little street. Somebody could have got murked right in front of me, in front of like hundreds of people. But it didn't happen. It ended up being and then I got into it like a little. I get into it with a lot of people that call themselves black. I get into a lot of fights with them, like arguments and shit like that. But then most of them that are intelligent, when they start talking to me, then they start realizing, hey, wait a minute, we're the same. And like I said, they twist history up to make people think about Africa and all that. But you guys better understand that the United States, the one that they call United States, had the greatest civilizations. The greatest civilizations started right where you're at. But you're thinking about going somewhere else. But this is where they started. Where you had a system of waterway system. You had a waterway system. You had a system of, like you was able to bathe in warm water, hot water, and all that. Your community, no dirt, nothing like that. Trade of spices and all that type of stuff. But you have to think outside the box. You got to stop thinking that you were planted somewhere, because you won't feel like it. Go back to your country and see if you feel like real welcome there, like you feel like this is where your heart really starts to pound. No. You get excited right here because most of you are from here. But we're not going to get into the mystery of history, because it's his story. It's only going to be accurate to him because it's his story. So that's why it's always good to listen to what your people said. The elders tell you. A lot of times when you go through life, it's not your research. It's what you heard. If your parents told you, don't touch that stick that's on fire, it's going to burn you. Did you take their word for it, or did you go and tell, no, I don't believe that shit, let me see, and touch it anyway? No. That's how things exist, the way that they exist. That's the proper way, is that things were supposed to be passed down. But they try to convince people that all the stories was hidden and everything was lost. Wait a minute. No, they're not hidden now. You're going to pass down stories yourself. So who kept somebody from passing down stories? Because there wasn't no story to pass down. There was no story. In the most cases, sometimes it was. But sometimes it wasn't a story that was from somewhere else. The story was right here. Because I meet so many people that say, oh yeah, my great grandfather was Native American. But my great grandfather was African. So you just gonna discount the Native American? He was closer to you, right? That's closer to your heritage, right? And I'm gonna show you how it gets out of you so quick. Cause me and Derek, I'll keep bringing this up. If you look at Ali's grandson, don't look nothing like Ali, does it? But that's his grandfather. Y'all just wake up. That's all. That's more or less what I'm saying. I don't want to get into it too much, but thanks to Sir Flame and thanks to Derek Bailey for beating up on washing machine and washing his ass up out of here. Alana D said Derek Bailey, she got the 100 up with the heart in the crowd. Lala D said Sir Flame, she got the fire up around the heart. D-Lo404 is at Lala D with the queen. Streamlabs put the 3-piece combination on somebody because he didn't like what y'all was doing. D-Lo404 from Lala D with the most love on there. And Lala D again, she said all facts of Cynthia. That's right. Derek Bay said peace at queen at Lala D. She said facts again. She loving me today. She said Lala D said facts. She said Cynthia, they lied. This side of the world is older than that side of the world. All you gotta do is look at it and you can see which one is older. This land is so old. That's why I told you guys, if you ever have a chance to make it to Pinnacles in California, go to the Pinnacles. It's gonna be all out the way. It's gonna even if the closest airport will probably be San Jose Airport or Monterey, one of the two, something like that. I'm not sure what kind of traffic they hold. But you need to go to that. If you want to see something that's old, if you want to see old, like you'll be like, God dang, this is old. This has been here a long, long time. And it's peaceful. And you're going to be able to hear your own heartbeat. That's how quiet it is. There's going to be visitors, but it's easy for you to get to be by yourself out there. But everybody, I would urge anybody, that's the only part that I actually tell people to go to. I don't say anything about Mount Rushmore. I don't say much about Yellowstone. That's where my reservation is Yellowstone. It's in that area. And I know we probably heard of Yellowstone, but that's where my reservation is from my mom's side. That's where the reservation is. So you go to that part. So all the other stuff, I don't mention it. Like there's other sites and stuff. People, oh, you go Niagara, you got to see Niagara Falls. I don't care about none of them. And there's some more beautiful places. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful places but that's my first choice for you. Then I would say something else after that, like Glacier Park or something like that. There's other places I would tell you to go. If you want to see beauty or something like that, go to Alaska. Of course, always go to Alaska. If you never visit Alaska, I know it's a long ass ways. It's like going overseas from where you're at. I know. It's like flying overseas. It's a long ass flight. But you're looking at things that have been here. You're looking at things that are close to the center of this whole earth. Because the center is not where you thought it was. They told you the center was down by the equator. No. The center is what they call north. You know, everything goes in. That's why when you get needles pointing north, you got to realize, why is it pointing north from way over here? Why is it pointing north from right here? It's not pointing north. It's actually pointing to the center. The center, that's where it's pointing. It's pointing to the center. Nothing points to no north. If they convince you of that, then I'm sorry. But there's no north-south pole like that. No, sorry. Points to the center. The earth is not a magnet. Now magnets, they'll tell you, oh, this is the the positive pole. They'll do the plus minus and all that, and you'll fall for it. But we try not to fall for these things. But just look it up. Just research the Khalifian people. And I don't know who the author is. I believe it's called The Things That My Teacher Taught Me. I don't think it's called The Lies. Hopefully it's not called The Lies That My Teacher Taught Me. But let me see who the author is. Okay, that's what it is. It's called Lies My Teacher Taught Me. And it's Lowen James W. That's the name of the book. Lies My Teacher Told Me. James W. Lowen. Loewen. And why doesn't Eagle necessarily knows these things and has to tell you guys these? But check those out. And you are going to find that the people that you find out about, even in that, are the stories that you hear. Like when you hear of like slave trades and stuff like that. Yeah, Native Americans were slaves, or they were ones getting shipped everywhere. But people just don't get it. They told you the story backwards and you fell for it. Sorry. Because you're a grown-ass man. No, ain't nobody going to tell me that I'm a grown-ass man, Eagle. Ain't nobody going to tell me that I know what my history, because I learned it like that, and, the sophistication that I have acquired and the opportunities that I have, transcribed and written and dwelled into, my enlightenment from my consciousness has got me to the point to where I'm at the total edification of myself without any reserve, man. I'll just let you know. I know what it is, brother. Shut your ass up. Lala D, get off. Okay, so we down here. Lala D's crying. She said something there. Said, just, wake up. Just wake your ass up. You still sleeping? No, man, I know it all. That just cracks me. This makes me laugh, man. Because people try to teach me stuff, and I'm like, man, my elders already told me all this shit. It's not even, you just didn't listen. You wanted to look at books. You wanted to get yourself confused. You're growing up with certain medicines and shit, but you still thinking something else. I grew up with certain medicines in my house and certain ways and stuff. I mean, how are you going to think another way? And then they convince you still because of your color, because they base it off of color. Oh, yeah, you're this because of your color. No, I'm just originating. Because Native American, there is no Native Americans or Europeans now. In case you didn't know it. I'm not Native American. I'm originating. Sometimes we use Native American, but we cannot. They stole the title of Native American. Native Americans are Europeans that are now born in the United States of America. Those are the Native Americans. Now, because they're native to America, because the seed was planted here. Yeah. Look at Derek Bates. You know, Ronda Rousey's great grandfather is black. Is he black? What kind of black is he? Is he black and proud? Is he black and brown? Is he red man, copper man? Yeah. A lot of they say, Derek Bates, we don't want to claim her. Yeah. I ain't claiming nobody. I'm claiming all the good folks. If y'all good folks out there, that's who I'm claiming. Okay? You guys are good. You guys are great to me. Like I said, we're a family to me. One day we will, hopefully, we can say hope. Hopefully we will be able to get together. We're going through this trial together, and the reason I think we're going through it is because people are becoming conscious. It's like too many people waking up all at once, but the information's there. They can't hide everything. You can't pull down every site. You know what I mean? It's just you used to be able to find stuff, but they if you look for it too much, because they monitor and they know that you're researching. You're researching. So you got to use different computers, different sources, and then you have to look different ways. You can't be obvious. You can't just put the words out there. If you put it out like that, they're going to catch you. I'm trying to teach you guys how to do it. So you got to do it in like a nonchalant type of way. Like, oh, I'm just curious. You got to make it, so your curious mind has to transpose itself into the keyboard. Like use stuff like wonder. Or like ask questions, is there such thing as this? You know what I mean? Don't be specific. If you're specific, then they know you're researching. If you're just vague and you just slowly get the information, and then then they have to take step. Okay, he's looking at this, looking at that. Then look at some stuff that you don't really want to look at. They just don't spend that much time on it. Or just open the page and just leave it open, walk away, and then change up. Did you know that Washington, D.C., did you know that when they got the contract for the land, the Bureau of Land Management, did you know that was actually going to be New Rome? Did you know the paperwork was under New Rome? It was under New Rome. It was under Rome. It wasn't under, it has nothing to do with Washington, D.C. or nothing like that. Did you know that? Did you know? I just gave you a little bit more. See, a little bit more to, you can't look that up now. I'm sorry. I might have killed that for everybody. Because I used to pull it up all the time. But I'm sorry. I might have killed that for everybody. Now, why would that be significant in America? Why would you want to have something else called Rome? Why would you want to have another place that's in charge of this whole United States, the administrator of a whole United States that's called Rome? Is that something that makes you go, or nothing? You just don't feel nothing like, I know you guys don't like my little voice. Yo, I'm getting mad at Eagle. He keeps going, I like to do that, though, because it's like, oh, man. Because I have friends that are around me sometimes, and they frustrate me, and so I just do that sometimes. I just go, oh, man. I'm just like, really? So you guys are, something's wrong with you guys. I just go, because it's like your mouth and your mind, you're so overwhelmed you can't even get the words out. Okay, let's get back to the chat. You guys stole the information from a Cynthia again, huh? It is lies my teacher told me. Yep, lies my teacher told me. Let me pull it up again. I just had it up there. Where the heck did it go? Okay, that's what it is. It's lies my teacher told me. Okay, because it will still be in my search. Lies. There we go. Yeah. And it's actually a textbook. You can get it used, but I would say that, start, looking at stuff like that. I would say that it's not, at thrift books you can get it for $4.89. And then other places is like $43, $15. It's different. So I would suggest to you, maybe get 2 different copies. There's one in paperback, and that's at Target. I would probably just go pick that one up, and then I would probably order the other one. And then what I would do is, just send it to, just give it to a family member or something like that. And y'all that's actually a good family reading book. That's something that you read, for your family. Because it's always good for all of us to get somebody to go, oh. You know what I mean? It's always good to get somebody else's mouth to open up with yours. Like, huh? Really? I didn't know that. It's a lot of shit you didn't know. I know we done got off of boxing. We're going to get back on it, man. I told you, we try to get through these fights. There's some great fights, some good action. Good action fights. Let me see what y'all got. It's lies my teacher told me, yeah. And Derek Bay said, I had that book. He said, my email. He putting his email out there for Lala D. That's right. Okay, Derek. I screenshot it. Lala D still didn't, I done forgot what she owed me now. She don't email me because she be too much. I didn't even get to see her little Derek Jeter rant yet, but I'll get on there and see what's grinding my baby's gears. They're grinding Lala's gears. I don't like that shit. Don't be grinding her gears, getting her all like, she don't know what to do. She gonna blow her stack, man. Derek Brady said they sure did. He said they sure did. Yeah. A lot of D. She said true or something. Derek Betty with them thumbs up. A lot of D said no, I didn't know that. And then Derek Betty said no, didn't know that either. See, Derek Betty said you can find that in one of those $10,000. This damn $10,000 books we talked about. That's how you get it. Yep. That's if they, if they read, right? That's what. Why is history so expensive? Like real history is expensive. Fake history is free. Oh shit, I hit y'all with another one, huh? Hit y'all with another one. Y'all wasn't even thinking, huh? See? True history is expensive, right? When you have to source and look for it. That's true history. Fake history is free. Yep. Oh, Derek James. I thought it was Jeter. Okay, my bad. I'll pay attention. I gotta go look and see what you got there, Lala D. My bad. I just haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I just seen your title. It came up in my feed. Yeah, Lala D said she crying. She said, "Cynthia." She said, "It's Derek James who grinds my gears today." And then Derek Brady said, "What did he do? What did Jeter do?" No, it's not. It was James. I said it was Jeter because I said you got to put James. You can't put just the J because most of us are thinking Derek Jeter. Now Derek Jeter done pissed off Lala D. We didn't know Lala D. We trying to go down the list. Okay, we talked about the troll Mikey Garcia. You got your ass whooped. Sit your ass down. You gonna fight Martin. You didn't know Martin was gonna be as tough as he is, and that's why I got him with the right hook up on your ass. Yep. At Lala D, don't forget about me. And don't nobody forget about D-Lo too, because D-Lo has something up too. Let me see. And I was gonna mention you, brother. Come on, he don't give Eagle a break. Like, man, you better say I'm in Eagle's web. Eagle better mention me that I put up some content. Yep. Yeah, my brother got something up there. Yep. He got Deontay Wilder is a bum. What makes Tyson Fury the era's greatest heavyweight? I don't know. But I got to go check you out to see why you think he's the era's greatest heavyweight. I think he's the era's greatest cheat, if you ask me. He's the era's greatest cheater right now with his cheating ass. But the Navarrete, the Navarrete Gonzalez, it went the way that everybody was thinking. So Navarrete got the, I'll probably give you guys the Crow Wednesday. I'll put up the Crow page because, like I said, this is almost one of those hostage situations where I'll end up being in here half the afternoon. And I can't be in here today, you guys. You guys cannot keep me in here all day today. I know you want to, because the show ended up turning. We had a lot of turns in today's show, and it's like this is a lot too much information. There's just a lot of things that's going on. So that one went as expected. Of course, like I said, I want to stick with my my Cuban fighters. So Soto Gonzalez, that went the way that most of you, I think, I'm not 100% sure on that. The Rodriguez versus Burgos. Like I said, Rodriguez did what he needed to do. He was pushing when he needed to, shouldering when he needed to, the shit that Wilder needed to do, turning. He did everything. This is kind of crazy, Derek Bailey, because he did everything. My prescription for Wilder to win against Fury. I call him Fury. Why I call him Fury? Probably because of that picture I put up sometime, when he was little. So, for Fury, there was a prescription I gave for Wilder, what he needed to do. The pushing, the shouldering, the get the fuck up off me, the turning, the going underneath shit. That's all stuff that's workable in a boxing camp. I'm sorry, that's all stuff that's workable. I'm tired of all the excuses. Oh, styles make fights. No. Adjustment makes fights. And if you want to argue with me, put it up. Just say, no, man, I know styles, man. Just argue. Because if you have a certain style, that's what kills these fighters. If you have a certain style and you're not going to change, then you're only going to go so far. So it's your ability to adjust to what's going on. Any other sport, you got to adjust. Right? If all you have as a professional football team is a running game, how many championships are you likely to win? If you don't have a pass attack. If you only throw short passes, you have no deep threats. What's your chances of winning a Super Bowl? It's all relative. It's relative to what we do. Yep. A lot of these said at D-Lo Ford. Of course not, King. Yep. Yeah. D-Lo just. Why D-Lo in his feelings? I don't know. D-Lo know ain't nobody forget. We love D-Lo. D-Lo know that. D-Lo act like nobody go. D-Lo know if we all come check him out. Cause I look and a lot of times I see comments and I see y'all up in D-Lo, and he know that I'm definitely make a comment. I just haven't really been able to get on as much. Derek Bay said, okay, I will check Lala's video out. Yeah, you better check out Lala. Yeah, there's a lot of this is something. I'll be deliberately trying to avoid traffic to my channel sometimes. That's why I put Derek J and not Derek James, laughing out loud. Okay, there you go. Yeah, she wants to keep she wants to keep her audience down here. But believe it or not, there's only certain people to get what we talk about in the first place. There's only a handful of people. If we had 1,000 people in here right now, you know who's going to understand what I was talking about earlier? You guys, that's it. I'm going to have 996 people that didn't understand nothing. Or something. 990 people that don't understand nothing. And I'm going to have 10 people that understand. That's just the way it works out. Derek Bay said the way they were talking about Mikey, I thought he had gotten knocked out. Yeah, he just got beat up. Just look at the right hook up there. But like I said, you have to pay attention to these fighters to see what they do after every fight. I'm not gonna say it's a coincidence. I didn't try to pull up that particular shot of him, but I'm glad that I pulled up that particular shot of him because it shows that he's still traumatized by Earl. He's never been in shrimp mode before the Earl fight. Now he's always in shrimp mode. Now that he's getting hit, he's all in shrimp mode. Like, oh shit, don't hit me no more. That's how he was against Earl. That's not Mikey's defense. Mikey's defense is his offense and his quickness, his way to get away from punches. Mike is like a step-in type of fighter. Like, let me get my shit off and looking at you and dropping down. That's Mikey. That's Mikey. But now Mikey's, help. He's in help mode. Okay, so Gonzalez, Bertos. Okay, and I talked about the brightest man fight. That was, like I said, when it came out, when man came out, and this is another thing, like I said, when they made that argument, and you guys know who it is. I don't know. I forget who it was. But when they was making that argument about the Mexicans having the best fans and loudest crowd, yeah, man, please, I'm gonna take my hat off to the Latvia fans because they was yelling their ass off during that fight. I mean, from the bell, they was standing and cheering and going crazy, and that's from the bell. So I don't know. It's all perspective. It depends on where you're at. Wherever you're at, the fight crowd is gonna be great. America, sometimes we just kind of spoiled. American crowd we don't go crazy until it's like a knockdown or somebody's about to go down. Then we gonna stand. Then we get on the edge of our seat and sit your ass down so I can see it. A lot of times, just a good jab that might not do it. That might start a conversation between me and Derek. Well, yeah, that's a good jab, buddy. See, that's a good. Yeah, that round, man. We might do a little motions and shit. Yeah, he's putting that stick on it like that. But most time here, we wait for like knockdowns and all that type of stuff, But that crowd was like that was a great crowd, so they can make an argument. The Latvian people can make an argument that hey, we have a great crowd. It's not just you guys having a great crowd. Is that we have a great crowd. Now what? So the argument can go anywhere. So don't single them out because a lot of times I feel like we have great crowds, and we have so many different sports. That's why it don't seem like we have great crowds all the time because we got so many different sports. Football is probably one of the loudest crowds you can have. Football, baseball, not so much. Sometimes baseball gets loud, but baseball. The crowd noise, because of the way the field's made, is designed to just leave. Football, if you're in a football stadium, that sound is designed to stay right in there and just deafen the shit out of you. Same thing with basketball. That sound is not designed to go anywhere. It's designed to just go back and forth. Same thing with soccer too. But some soccer fields are open too, so the sound just kind of leaves. But when you get in one of those bowl stadiums, oh man, a dome, you're gonna be deaf. Better bring some earplugs. Especially if it's anywhere like close to the end of the season or something like that, and they need this game and they winning. Yep. Derek basically Mikey not a real welterweight either though. Nah, he look kind of. A lot of these say I'll be right back. Yeah, but Mikey, he's not. Yeah, well, he got to be real, brother. He walks around at like 170. He's a real welterweight. They just don't. I mean, he just can't lose. He has to lose more weight in order to be effective. And think about what you just said. Just think about what kind of statement that is, man. Think about it. If you think about that kind of a statement when somebody walks around at 175, but they're not a welterweight when it comes to boxing, that's kind of sad, right? That you lose all that weight and you can't be good at 147. You got to lose even more. That kind of shows where you really are. When you look at the past fighters that used to walk around at their boxing weight, even Mayweather, MTM, and I don't really like talking about him as much because he could have done better in his career. He could have had a few more fights. A few more fights that we would have enjoyed. Shit. He should have fought Whitaker. If he would have beat Whitaker, if he would have beat like Parnell Whitaker, like beat him, dominated Parnell Whitaker, I have a whole different thought process about him. I would. Okay, so the Fury and the Hammer fight. So I know Derek Bailey, I think he was going with Hammer. I know everybody's hating on Fury. But that did end up being a bicep injury in that fight. So the bicep injury is what kept Hammer from going. He didn't look great. I could tell. See, he looks like something was wrong even from the start. The one fight that I didn't catch, and I didn't see this one at all. I didn't see the Selden fight. Sorry about that, y'all. And I did report. I don't know. Did anybody see the Selden versus Silva? Did anybody get to see that? Yeah, I see you down there. He said Mikey just eating more and training less. Yeah. Another one. So these are easier fights to cover because they was just kind of lackluster. Eubanks Jr. versus Aldajan. This is a retirement. Aldajan just retired over in his corner. I didn't see anything significant enough for him to retire, but evidently, like I said, boxing is a sport where you got to concentrate. And if you cannot keep your concentration going, what happens is the person starts changing the board. You know, if boxing is a board of chess, then they start changing it, and it's up to you to catch up. You got to be like, okay, I see what you're doing. That's why I said boxing is not really. I say style makes fights and styles don't make fights. That's what I always say in here. That's why I always changed it. I always had it. You guys already know me that I already had it a little bit different than everybody else had it, because a lot of people will preach that, oh, styles make fights. No, adjustments make fights. It's whoever able to adjust and adapt. That's what's going to make the fight. That's what's going to cause you to win or not win. Wilder was not able to adapt, adjust, or do anything. That's why he ended up being a loser. He had a heavy punch. I ain't gonna take that away from you. You got a monster punch, but you're just not a high class boxer. Your boxing skills and your ring IQ is lower than what people thought it was. And people might get mad about that, but that's the truth. That's my assessment. You get mad if you want to. Oh, you mad at me? I don't care. Who cares? Yeah, I know. You think I'm gonna forget Derek? Derek said, "Yeah, I went with Hammer." yeah. But Eubanks, he got over. Now let's talk about this. Now, okay, so Marshall has the best experience, as far as like female fighters. So she's great. She's a great fighter. I think even Clarissa Shields was going for it. She watched the fight. I think she gave her a shout out after the fight. Okay, so I really didn't know Musea. I don't know why I was against Marshall, why I just didn't like it, because I'm on this whole underdog thing. But Musea, what happened is Musea came out. She came out hard. I mean, she came out like she just flew out there. And she did too much too early. She didn't pace herself. She was just too anxious, and she came out, and she was doing good work for a couple of rounds. But then she just caught up to her. Because what happens after that energy leaves, then you got to realize the thinking process has to come in. And many props to Marshall, because Marshall she was picking her off, man. If y'all see, did you guys see the fight? Oh man, she was picking her off. She was like catching her with hooks, like counters. Boom. I mean, she looked good. She looked actually better than a lot of the male fighters that I just named, to be honest. With the way that her ring generalship, it looked like a trainer versus a new fighter. Like the new fighter's trying to hit him, and the trainer's like, oh, yeah, see, that's what they're going to catch you with. It looked like little brother, big brother. That's what it looked like. She put on a clinic. For that little bit of short time. And she was putting on the clinic during that fight, man. So if you didn't see it, go back. It's a short fight. Y'all go back and look at that fight. I'm sorry I just didn't get a chance to see the Selden fight. Matter of fact, when I looked for it on here, I couldn't find it. It was like it's like they didn't fight. I was looking for it. I'm like, wait a minute. I read this fight out, and yes, they didn't fight. I said I read this fight out, and I said they did. Could not find it. And we know we got Ennis coming up at the end of the month too, right? Just to let y'all know, because I didn't know, because we're talking about Herring this week. So Herring, Stevenson, and we probably got a nice card also. I'll look into it and see what else is coming up. White and Valine. I'm going with Valine. I'm going with Ennis, and I'm gonna stick with Stevenson. Would probably win. I'm gonna go with Herring though. We'll talk about it later on. We'll talk about it next show, but we'll talk about it. You guys make sure you have your predictions in this time. Derek Bay said no. He said Marshall was a big chick. Yeah, she's big. She's big, but the other girl was not little. I think Marshall's like 5'10", 5'11", but I'm telling you, man, that if she had the discipline to come out at a good pace, like not such a fiery pace, I could see her going somewhere. I could see Musea going somewhere. I could see her going somewhere, but it's just that whole pace. You can't just come flying out there. You know, she just came out there blazing. Remember, like Christy Martin used to just come out and just like fire. Christy Martin would just take like a shot after shot, but she'll still keep that same energy going. Like, I'll kill you. She'll still keep that same energy going. Okay, so Selden won. Yeah, I was going with Selden. Yep. I didn't get to see it though. I wasn't asking about who won. I was asking about if you seen the fight. Derek Beatty come back with all the information. You Selden won, 7th round knockout, but did you see the fight? Out of all the fights I named, how many of these fights did you guys see? Yeah, I had to stay up a long damn time to catch all these fights, man. I had to stay up a long time, brother, to catch these, man. You see, Eagle got information, and you know, Eagles Web Boxing got a lot more information this Monday, because usually we come in and we just talk about like the main fight. But for me, it was no a main fight. The main fight for me was the upset of Garcia. Yay! That's the main fight. Mikey, you got your ass whooped. You got your ass whooped. In this little steel folder right here, this is always going to be implanted in people's mind that they see that Earl put you in shrimp mode and Martin had your ass in shrimp mode. Damn. Dito said I picked Marshall by KO1 because I looked at the opponents of the African lady. Yeah. But I'm telling you, she could be a lot better though, D-Lo. I don't know if you're arguing with me. It's constructive argument. I don't know. She could be a lot better, but she just flew out there. Maybe she was throwing those things though. She came out like on fire, like, but it's just her corner is just not experienced enough to tell her, you know, this girl is really gifted compared to what you normally go up against. And they didn't give her like a plan, like I said, a plan of adjustments and nothing like that. They just, you know, I don't know. For me, they just said go for it. Derek Bay said, no, I didn't see it. You didn't see no fights? Damn, Derek, you gotta watch the fights, brother. Now you got to go back and watch. I'm going to tell you which ones to go back and watch. Go back and watch the Brightest Man fight. Watch the Rodriguez-Burgos fight. The Garcia-Martin fight, you don't really have to. The Navarrete fight, yeah, you kind of, it is what it was. You can go back and watch that. That was a blowout. The Garcia fight, you can just go see if you want to see what I was talking about when it comes to Mikey, that he still has his tool set. He just don't know what tools to pull out at what time. The Fury Hammer fight, no need to watching that one. So I'm gonna go with Brightest, Rodriguez, Navarrete, maybe Soto. Maybe look at the Soto Gonzalez, and look at the Marshall versus Musea. Eubanks Jr. No need to watching that. No need to watching the Fury fight. But the Brightest fight, that's my star fight. This to see, because, and I'm not saying it's not that it was the best fight ever, but what it shows you that a person can have distance at one point. That just because you have the distance, like, okay, you hear a lot of announcers saying, oh yeah, he got the distance on him now. You know, he's he has the range. In other words, I got the range to crack you. That don't always mean everything. You get the range first, because remember, when you're gauging them, you're also gauging yourself for them. Yeah, yeah. Marsha had better. She's just a way better fighter, man. Better. She's just way better as far as skill set. Yeah, she's just way better. Oh, okay. So D'Lo said he missed the fight. He said, but her opposition before Marshall just looked, abysmal. It just didn't look that great. So he's like, you could pass them or you don't. They was just. Sometimes that happens but we talked about this before. There could be a great fighter in the making, but they never make it. Just like other athletes in other sports, you've seen them in your neighborhood, Derek Bailey, D'Lo 404, Sir Flame. You guys have seen them in your neighborhood, and they just didn't go as far. Like I said, I grew up with my best friend was like a super athlete, but he never trained. His leg skills, anything you can do with your legs, kick, whatever he could do. He probably would have been a good kicker in the NFL or a punter or anything you can imagine that you can do with your feet. He was absolutely great. Jumping and all that shit. Jumping and not being like 6'8" or something like that. Like he could jump above that square on the basketball, above the basketball rim. He could jump above that shit. Above it. Like he up there with LeBron James, but 6 inches shorter. 6 or 7 inches shorter than LeBron. And that's unheard of. Long jump, damn near 26 feet, sophomore in high school. So those type of people we lose off, they just blend into society, something happens to them. And so when they think that we have the best athletes, we do. But a lot of them are walking the streets. And matter of fact, some of the athletes will tell you, oh yeah, I had a friend who was way better than me. He just didn't get the breaks. He didn't go to college, didn't do this, didn't do that. You always hear these stories. Because the thing about it, if you ever had these super athletes that were able to get through the colleges and all that and able to go to school, then you would see records that was unheard of. Just like when we talked about when USC, the football team, went down and played Alabama. It's like I said, they had to take Cunningham out of the game because it would have made it ridiculous. They had to pad the score because it would have been a ridiculous score. That would have been unheard of in the 70s. If you have one football team that beats another football team and the other football team has like 100 and something points, and I'm quite sure USC could have had over 100 points and probably could have had over maybe 1,000, 2,000 yards offense. That's crazy. That's unheard of. That would have never lived down with a team. That would have never lived down. That would have been like, think about it. If you have a team that has over 2,000 yards of offense, how does that ever, think about that. How do you ever cap that? How is that ever going to be broken? It's just not going to be broken. Just not. Yeah. No, and D'Lo, I know you got a good point, D'Lo, and I understand what you're saying. So, D'Lo, you said, I can't judge a book by its cover. He said, but please pull up her opponents for the class. See, now, the reason I only brought that up, D'Lo, the reason I brought it up is because I would say, and I brought this up before, is that sometimes you end up in a situation where your camp is just not experienced enough and you just don't, you're not brought up the way that you need to be brought up. She has the physicality, better training and nurtured, brought up the right way. She would probably be I would say that she would be a good fighter. She championship. I would say just based off of that, the championship material. It's just like when we look back, and Derek Bailey can tell you that when we had this discussion before, Derek Bailey, and I brought up Sugar Ray Seals, right? If your corner was smart enough Sugar Ray Seals, I'm not saying it was dumb, but if they had the foresight, then they would have brought him up a little bit different. Maybe even changed, put his ass in a different weight class. That's what I'm saying. Because the abilities, and I got to be kind of careful, because we say styles make fights. They were still believing in that styles make fights. He was never able to make those kind of adjustments against Marvin Hagler, and that's what ended his career. But a lot of times, Marvin Hagler was just a special fighter. Very hard, just very hard to fight somebody who's going to impose themselves and just keep it that way. Like, this is what I'm doing. And Marvin Hagler had the tools to push you off, elbow you, or whatever else he needed to do to get your ass up off him. That was the difference. He wasn't necessarily a speed fighter. He had some leaping punches too that he would hit your ass with. But the thing is, he was already committed. It's hard to fight a fighter like that when you never know what you're going to get hit with. And Marvin Hagler made sure that he's going to hit you. Like you are going to get hit this fight. You might not have got hit your last fight, but this fight you are going to get hit. Yep. Derek Brady, some of that is their own fault. True. That's truthful. Because I'm going to say that, see, I want to go back on my word, though, because remember what I said, that these training camps, they look good, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. When they started talking about how Manny was still the same, Manny was hurting people during the fight, I'm like, oh, shit, here we go. Here we go. That's an old trick. When they start talking about how a fighter was knocking their opponents out and shit, and then they start talking about that with Wilder, I was like, oh shit, here we go again. They did the same thing with George Foreman. They did the same thing with Sonny Liston before he fought Ali. How many people he was hurting up and all that. I'm like, oh, here we go. Don't you see that story is a never ending, and a story that keeps coming back, keeps coming back, keeps coming back. So anytime somebody tells you some shit about a fighter that did so well or is doing so well during the camp, you better pay attention. Oh yeah, he knocking everybody out. And yes, to somebody like Tank Davis, because Tank Davis is always knocking somebody out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Dilo said, I don't know, I think what he means is that when you that looking out, is that what you're saying? When you got somebody looking out, that helps though. He also says he don't doubt that he got the droopy eyes. I don't know what that is, but Derek Brady say facts. He goes, yeah, it's just we all grew up with these people that a lot of people like from different countries don't know. When they see our super athletes, they go, wow, that's a super athlete, Jordan. Jordan would probably tell you that somebody that he grew up with, somebody who's better than him. I think he even said his brother, before he outgrew his brother used to school him. But we all grew up with people like that. And see, these foreigners don't know that, because the difference is that when you go against the elite people of other countries, those are the elite people. There's a difference in America, because in America you might not get the elites. In other countries they make sure, because the educational system is different. The education system is different. I mean, everybody's going to be able to go to school, and it's not like that here. You can go to so much school, but then your parents got to pull out that pocket. Yeah, let me see if they even have her on here. Let me check. I just want to see this. So there, it's for D'Lo. And you know what it is? And so, this is kind of funny, because as soon as I went to go look for it, guess what? There's a lot of people that have actually looked at her. And this is the D'Lo. There's a lot of people who's actually looked to her, because I barely put the name in and she came up. Let me see. I don't know. I go, man, I'm sorry. If you come from a country like Zambia or something like that, I'm picking you. I don't care. You losing, you getting your ass whooped, but I'm rooting for you. I don't care. I don't know. I'm into the whole thing when it comes to native people. No matter where you from, I'm with you. Yeah. Okay, so right before that, I just pulled that for D-Lo. So right before that, before she fought Savannah, she fought Happy Dadi, who had a 9-7-1 record right before her. So he has a great point, but she fought Emily Cabwallo. So she fights a lot of people over there. Those last three, and this is probably what he's talking about. Her last three fights probably were fights that she should have fought somebody else. So Happy Dadi was 9-7-1. Emily Cabwallo was 2-3-0, and then Asha Nagdiri was 4-6-2. But then she fought Ruth Chesali, who was 10-0. See? She fought a 10-0 fighter and won by unanimous decision. Before that, the other fighter she fought was 7-5-1, 5-2-1. And then before that, so you're right. She has a lot of bad opposition. Anisha Bashil. You should have never fought her twice. You fought her twice. She was 0-3 the first time you fought her. You fought her again, and you won by unanimous decision. She was 0-4. And you fought her three. She fought her like, damn man, she fought her. She gave her first loss, 0-1. You fought her, and you beat her. You knocked her out, and then you unanimously decisioned her 2 times. Then you won by KO against a girl who had her debut. Yeah. So I can see his point, is that you did fight a lot. Now, on the positive side, out of all those fights, so I'm gonna just go through them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13. So on your 13th fight, you did fight somebody who was undefeated. That's all I can say. And they were out of the government complex in Lusaka. That's what you fought them. So I can give you props there. So right then, when you fought somebody who was 10-0, then you probably needed to get some more good opposition up in there. Yeah, you need to get some more opposition. Better opposition. So that's what killed you. It's the subpar, but I'm not discrediting the subparness of the fighters, and that's not what I was trying to give the credit to. I was trying to give the credit to the way that you bring a fighter along. And so they should have brought her along a certain way. When she fought her 13th fight, she's fighting somebody who has a better record. Or they have a great record too, because 13, so you're 13, probably 13-0. You're fighting somebody who's 10-0. You should win, maybe. But through your opposition, you probably still shouldn't have won, because that 10-0 person, you got to think about it. You fought one fighter 3 times. She fought the one fighter who was 0-1, and then 0-3, and then 0-4. She fought her 3 times, knocked her out, and then decisioned her 2 times. So maybe she shouldn't have fought. I mean, so in other words, 11-0, 13-0, they're basically the same record if you fight the same fighter over and over and over again. But my point is just the way that they brought her up, because she has the physicality. And I don't want to take that away from her. She lost that fight, but she came out with a lot of veracity. It's just that when you come out firing like that, you got to have more to oh, you said who had the 10? Okay, let me see. The 10-0 fighter her name was Ruth. Let me see what Ruth finished off at. And matter of fact, her alias was Black Chocolate. And guess what? I think she actually stopped fighting. I guess she was upset about that one loss. And she ended up just being this 10-1. That's it. That's out of. I know people from that area too, Malawi. I know people out of that area. So she ended up just being 10-1. She couldn't take her first loss. So Ruth Chisali lost just that one fight, and she just didn't want to fight them. Well, I'm done. I'm good. So I guess she hung up the gloves. But D'Lo's trying to miss my point though. He's agreeing, but at the same time he's trying to miss my point for some reason. But I'm just saying the way that you bring these fighters up when they have these great attributes, you got to bring them up right. And so I would say get her some more experience. I wouldn't count her out. I'm just saying put her in with some good experience. You know, get her trained up good. Put her back out there. It wasn't devastating. I know she was out of gas because she came out firing. Yeah, she just came out like she just came out firing. That's it. Yeah. D'Lo said, look at the pictures. They just slapped some gloves on the women they found. Yeah, that might have happened too, brother. Okay, who had the 10-0? D'Lo said, yeah, that was funny though. Yeah, but she quit. Yeah, like English fighters. Yeah, you got. Well, see, I'm not trying to throw the little country under the bus too, though. I'm not gonna throw that little country underneath the bus. I'm giving props to those people over there. I'm giving props. So they even have somebody that's even boxing out of Zambia. That's good that you guys are starting to get into the world market when it comes to boxing and stuff like that. That's all great for them. I'm happy that they decide to come out there. Yeah, but we gotta get her trained up. Yeah, at least put her in there with some English fighters. Yeah. Not Marshall. You can't fight Marshall again yet. D'Lo said she fought one woman who had just gave birth to twins 2 days before. Well, Marshall should have put her out there in 10 seconds then. And Marshall had a way better amateur record. Yeah, see, this is why I look at this girl, her physical attributes, that she could do something. Because she was told, when you're totally outmatched like that, and you survive for 2 rounds and you're putting up a fight, and you don't really have the skill set at all, then that means you have something in you that could be worked with. That's all I was saying. D'Lo still on her. He said 8 of her 10 wins were against fighters with 0 wins. Yeah, she had a lot. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, a lot of them didn't have. Yeah, they didn't have all them wins. Yeah. But I don't really rely on BoxRec a lot of times. A lot of times I just go with the underdogs. I don't. D'Lo said no wins. No, I didn't see none of them. D'Lo just making up stories now. Let me see how many fighters had no wins. The only fighter that had no wins, D'Lo, was the one that I told you, the one that she fought that was 0-1. That was the only fighter, and then Joyce, the debut. Her debut, and then the fighter's name was Anisha Bashir. That's the only fighter that she actually fought that had no wins. D'Lo, he's capping. You funny, D'Lo. See, that's why I mess with y'all, because y'all stupid. Y'all almost as dumb as me. But guess what? She beat Anisha Bashir those 3 times. But guess what? Anisha Bashir still ended up with 8-6. And ended up with 8 knockouts. And she's 5'8". So, see? She ended up with an old record. Think about it. She started off 0-4. And so she only lost 2 fights after that. So she ends up 0-4. She's never been knocked out. The only time she got stopped is Masaya was the only one that ever stopped her. Masaya stopped her, but she comes back and she makes she cleans up her career. She didn't stay 0-4. She was below 100. 0-4 in baseball, what would they call that? They put you at like less than 4%. 0-4, but she got herself back on the board. She said, I won 8-6. She's over, she's like a 70%, 60-something% fighter. 60% wins. All knockouts. Her knockout record is on point though. Her win versus KO, KO record is 100%, brother. The one that she beat. But D'Lo capping. I'm gonna leave D'Lo alone. I'm talking about the opponent of her the opponents of the 10-0 chick. Okay, 8 of her opponents had 0 wins. Okay, true story. Okay, I thought you was talking about her. I said no, that's not. Okay, her 10-0. I didn't check out her 10-0. That's funny. D'Lo's so stupid. You funny, D'Lo. He said no, her 10-0, her 10-0 girl. The 10-0 girl was the one was fighting tomato cans. Yeah, 10-0. Yeah, a lot of debuts. Yeah, she got debut 0-2, debut 0-1, 0-2, debut. But then she even fought a 10-0 too though. So now I got to go back again. So she fought a 10-0. So the 10-0 that you talking about fought a 10-0. So now I got to go back and see what her opponents was like. She ended up with 3 KOs, 15, and she was 15-2. And she fought a lot of old fighters too. And see, that's what happens is you can't keep fighting. And she fought at 18-13, 18-17, 11-1. So you got to keep looking at those 10-0s. So her 10-0 fought a 10-0. And then her 10-0 fought a 10-0 to get up to her. I'm going to stick with Lolita. Lolita, get you somebody to train you up, girl. You get you somebody to train you up. If you're going to be in the boxing game, get somebody to train you up and take you back through the ranks the right way, and you can become champ. Forget D'Lo. But D'Lo's not really hating on you. He's not really hating on you. He just stating he just stating facts about your 10-0 partner that you beat. Okay, I got you now, brother. I went back and read it. Yep. Clarissa and Savannah are fighting on the same card in December. There we go. So Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields are gonna fight. They supposed to fight next year? Not. Oh, okay. Oh, so they gonna fight. They fought already though, right? They fought once, right? Yeah. D'Lo said it sounds like 4 chicks whipped up on a bunch of no hopes, and she rose to the top of the heap. Yeah. I'll stick with Clarissa though. I don't know, but Marshall got some skills on it. She's not like she's gonna get better. I mean, not like she's gonna get worse, brother. She's gonna get better. She's gonna get better. That's why Clarissa Shields was like this on the sideline, giving her props. She's gonna do better. That was a good fight. But what it shows is, like I said, is that some fighters can be brought up the wrong way and just have the wrong opposition. But I'm not going to throw Mazaya underneath the bus. I'm going to give her a shot that she can come back, but she's going to have to probably change management, trainers or something, or they're going to have to add some people, and she's going to have to get their skill set up a little bit higher. Because you can't just come rushing out there because you got some size on you. She came rushing out there like she was fighting one of her regular tomato cans, and that shit didn't work out that way. D'Lo said he calling a unanimous decision or towel. Derek Bay said the amateurs, yeah. Oh yeah, amateurs, yeah. Yeah, she beat Clarissa in the amateurs for her only loss. But every time they win the Lime, the rematch, Marshall would lose. Yeah. Okay. Well, you two get it on again. We just want good fights. That's all we want, man. That's what we want. We just want to have good fights. So you girls go out there. If you girls got to be the one to shine, then just be the one to shine. I don't care. I do not care. If the girls shine, the girls shine. Okay, so I gave you guys my recap of what I seen. I just want you guys, so at least look at the brightest fight just for the crowd atmosphere is not. The Navarrete, like I said, you can. The Garcia Martin, you can. The Soto Gonzalez, you can. If you. That was a close fight. That was a closer fight. Gonzalez Soto was that was close. Rodriguez Burgos, it wasn't close. Brightest, man, wasn't close after the first couple of rounds. Then the Fury, the Marshall, yeah, you can go see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it. Eubanks Jr., you don't need to go see that one. The Selden Silva, you can if you want to. Those Contreras and Fuentes, all knockouts. So you guys can go watch those if you want to. But my star fights probably is going to be that brightest for certain reasons, not for the reason that you would expect it to be, but my reasons is just for the crowd. Because like one thing we do in here, D-Lo, and you already know that, and then Eagles Web, we try to remember our conversations and stuff. Not necessarily our conversations, but what people are talking about, and then we kind of putting our own disclaimer on it. Like we'll put stuff out there. We'll say, no, that's not really what it's like, because we'll do our opinion in Eagles Web Boxing, and when we come up with our opinion, like some people will hate it and some people might like it. Okay, I got to agree with Eagle and them because they're saying it this way. Because one thing I like about this is, see, we don't necessarily just go with what the crowd says. We're going to have our own way of saying it. Just like you guys' title might change in here a lot. So the best thing for me is to keep changing you guys' titles and give you guys great titles. You guys always have great titles when you're in here. You go to somebody else's chat, you might not have the same titles, but you guys come in here, you guys all manage. I said, who's the management up in here? We all management, now what? So everybody in here is, if you got blue on, you're a manager at one level or not. And I don't know what happened to Ray, though. Remember Ray used to come in? That D-Ray offer phone. Where you at, D-Ray offer phone? We talking about Bud today, too. Even if it was for a split second. But we got to see the fight. But get your ass back in here, offer phone, and Super Def Ray and all the rest of y'all that don't just show up every once in a while. Bruce. We haven't seen Bruce. Bruce came here all week last week. He was giving us mad props. Now we don't see him. But we did get to see the Queen today. Okay. D-Lo404 says she best go sign her and bring her to Cali, because I have a suspicion that she may never fight again, just like that 10-0 lady. Yeah, that 10-0, yeah. Yeah, she couldn't take a loss, though. I don't know. She looks kind of tough. I think she could take a loss. Her other 10-0 friend couldn't take it. No, I've been knocking bitches. She's like this. I've been knocking bitches out. And then she finally got stopped. She's like, I guess I don't want to fight. She didn't want, I don't want to play no more. She was on that, I don't want to play no more. But that could be true, D-Lo. Marsha says she would knock out Clarissa. Okay, we gonna see. I'm gonna go with, I don't know. I'm not necessarily going with Clarissa, but I want to because she's USA. But I don't know. Marsha looked like she got some. I'm seeing a nice skill set I like. I guess hey, sometimes I'm something like an asshole. He said, I'm sorry. I hope she works out as a fighter if she wants it. Yeah. No, you ain't an asshole, brother. You just capping. That's all. You just kind of capping, and I don't know. Maybe we see different things in her. For me, I just see that she probably can she could fight. She just brought up just the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. He said, Derek Bay said, I'm glad Chris didn't show up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. He said Chris was losing her. No, I'm glad Chris didn't show up because Chris couldn't take it. Because D-Lo saying too much today, though. But I appreciate everybody that came in the chat. I appreciate D-Lo, Derek, all the rest of y'all. But D-Lo just on one today. That's all good. I love when D-Lo come in. He going to say what he got to say. And I'm going to read it out. He going to say what he got to say. We all going to have our opinions on stuff. I'm not going against the small countries. I love the little small countries, and it's just like I always keep bringing up Tug all the time. I keep telling people, Tug is not no little punk. When in history has Mongolians been punks in history? Even in the history, they ain't never been punks. Everybody always thinks you got a little bit of better skill set than the little Tug got. He's a tough little guy. And people got to stop hating and stuff. Stop bringing up all this color shit and all that. That's why people are losing. And Mikey just got his ass whooped. And so now, so what y'all gonna say about it? Now y'all gonna be mad? A lot of people gonna be mad. Oh, Mikey, the white boy. Y'all gonna start saying all the stupid shit that you always say. Stop profiling. Get your ass off of TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all this other shit. Get your ass in the gym get trained up properly and go take your ass out there and fight. Because you're going to notice a lot more champions that don't look like the champions you think they should look like. That's all I'm saying. And with that, let me see. Let me get out. Let me see what y'all got. Yeah, Derek Bailey said, "Mr. Gumbo make you hate Bud." You said, "Mr. Gumbo make you hate Bud." Yeah. It is. Well, I'm gonna put it this way. You can ride somebody's tail. I'm not gonna say strap. You can ride somebody's tail a little bit too heavy at times, and probably you just shouldn't do that. You probably better off just not doing that. I'm gonna just leave it like that. You're probably better off just not doing it. Don't ride somebody's tail so tight. You know what I mean? And here we try to, when we do it in here, Derek Bailey, what we try to do, what I try to do is I try not to, get on anybody's like side, like on their side. I don't want to really be on your side because I can't trust you like that. I don't know you like that to where, I know you guys better than that. I just don't know you like that to where I'm just going to put all my eggs in your basket and find out all my eggs end up broke. Nah, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Because I have to keep it on a level to where sometimes I'm going to do commentary. Sometimes I'm going to do breakdowns. And sometimes I'm going to talk about, what happened or whatever. And that's what we end up doing in here. We end up talking about these fights. I end up, talking about more of these fights. These fights had me excited for different reasons. And I like that. So it wasn't a boring weekend of fights. So if you didn't see some, just go back and check them out. Oh, you said, yeah, because Ellie loves Mikey. There's certain fighters that Ellie loves. He said Ellie said Mikey was robbed. No, Mikey, take your L like you were supposed to. Look at the picture. The picture says 1,000 words. Does he look like he was robbed or look like he was getting his ass cracked? Look at the different postures between the two fighters. Does one look like he's going to lose to the other? Just that one photo is showing you that, hey, this guy is fighting you. No, I just seen something today, but I didn't even read the story. But then again, Derek Bailey, I'm one of those persons. I'm a little bit different than most people. Is I don't believe none of the shit I hear. When it comes to government and Hollywood, I don't believe their stories. Now, if you talk about people being relocated, I will believe that. If you say somebody got relocated somewhere, I'll believe that. That's what kind of stuff I believe. I believe people get relocated, but that's a different show, and that's something that we'll talk about. That maybe me and you could talk about one day. But that's one thing it's hard to get me. It's hard to get me to believe anything that this government is saying, because I've known this place to lie. And I'm just saying, and I have that right because that's written, for me to have the beliefs that I want to have and whatever else. But if it's true, then, many condolences, because anytime that somebody passes, that's the proper thing to do, is to give the condolences, because that you don't know what else to do. Far as you don't know what their style is, far as life and anything else. You don't know what their beliefs is and nothing like that. So that's what you always say. You always give your condolences out. So my condolences out there. But anyway, my shout out to y'all, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Yep. Yeah, I just read that right now. Yep. Yep, I just read that right now. That it does say that on there. But y'all know what this is. Monday, man. Nothing but blessings. Yeah, we'll get back at it, y'all. Yeah, you're right, though. He said Elias Team Garcia all the way. So I know he thought Mikey won. Yeah. Yeah. You said that's what we keep the picture up. Keep the picture up, Mikey. Mikey, this is how you won. This is how you won right here with your face. Yeah. D'Lo said robbed. He said nope. He said no. He said maybe mugged. Yeah, he got mugged. Taking shots. That's what happened, baby. You taking shots like that. We get back to it though. I'm gonna catch y'all, man.